This is a slightly new setup. Can we see me? Can we hear me? I'm kind of doing it a little bit of a different way right now. Can we see? Can we see my face? I also never freaking know when the stream actually kicks in. I wait for it in the... Hey! Lovely, lovely, yes. Awesome, awesome. You know how it goes. We give it a couple of minutes for everybody to get in here, and then we actually start. And they're getting like 5 minutes because I want to fucking start. Oh, great. You might see some buffering, apparently. I'm doing the live stream a little bit differently today. So we may have some bullshit, but it's fine. I see you, Liliana. I'm not allowed to scroll up on this chat. Yes, we will be saying multiple times throughout this stream, no spoilers. No post-episode 1 spoilers. We are very loving and kind here, and we are also extremely anti-spoiler. It's just what comes with the gig. It's what comes with being a reaction person. You can't react to the same thing twice. So very much no spoilers. This is just a let's scream about episode 1 in particular type of party. I'm waiting. I'm just still waiting. I'm like, it hasn't been 5 minutes. Can we actually start? Because I want to give people a chance to get in here. But on the other hand, I also just want to like, just start screaming. If I just start screaming at random intervals, would that be fine with y'all? Because, oh my god. Oh my god. How are we doing today? Thank you for all of the birthday wishes. Yes, it is my birthday tomorrow. I turn 34. And actually, because it's my birthday tomorrow, I have a thing that I want to announce in just another minute, I believe, because I think I went live about 5 minutes ago. So in a minute, we'll get into the birthday thing and the no spoiler thing again and the Patreon thing. And then I'm just going to literally scream at a very high volume at you for the next 60-ish minutes. See, I had ideas for just little small chit-chatty things to talk about before we actually started, and they've been blasted clear out of my head. Not that that's difficult, since I am extremely likely ADD, but they've still been absolutely blasted out of my head. I am sorry if you get some buffering over the course of this stream. I will have to look into that after the stream, because I'm going through my recording software this time, and I've only done that once before, so I don't exactly know how to troubleshoot on the fly. So please forgive me for any buffering. Has it fucking been 5 minutes? It has. Okay. We are beginning. We are really beginning. Okay, where was I going to start? I'm too excited. I'm way too excited. Okay. We're going to start with the stuff I had to tell you guys. So, yes, it is my birthday tomorrow. I am a Gemini. I was born on June 12th. I turned 34. And because it's my birthday tomorrow, and I don't have a P.O. box open yet because I'm a flop and I haven't gotten around to it, and I'm also still, like, experiencing sticker shock from how much it costs to keep up a P.O. box, but that's coming, I promise. But in lieu of a P.O. box, I have been putting off getting new visual stuff for the channel. So, like, I've been meaning to get really gay hoodies, gay and fandom hoodies, and different hats, and even maybe different blankets, and, you know, different co-hosts. And I've been meaning to, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So Super Chat is enabled on this chat. If you would like to chip in for the, gay fandom swag stuff that you would like to see me wear on the channel, kind of switch it up. If you want to chip in Super Chat for my birthday and help get me some new shippy fandom hoodies and swag and all that stuff, that will absolutely be on this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. That would be wonderful. This is the only time I feel valid in asking for things. So that is what I'm asking for my birthday this year. That's the birthday thing. What was the other thing? Patreon. Can you tell I'm excited? Okay, so to anybody new here, and you might be, because this is a new series, I do have a Patreon. And I felt, compelled to tell you about the Patreon, one, because I've started a new series, but also because the thing about my Patreon is that recently it has kind of been sort of, I guess, upgraded. I asked patrons if they would want just extended versions of things as one of their perks, or uncut things as one of their perks. And they, by and large, voted for uncut things. So that means that if you are a patron, not only will you be getting Word of Honor pretty much a week early, but they will also be getting it entirely uncut. No editing whatsoever. It's just like we sat down to watch Word of Honor together, right? And that is available to all patrons of both tiers. And the early access being what it is, patrons will be getting the episode 1 reaction tomorrow on Saturday. That's when they get most things. So patrons get essentially a week, get Word of Honor a week early. I'm too excited to form coherent sentences. So that is the deal with Patreon. If you would like to join us for completely uncut screaming, and if you would like your Word of Honor reaction series a week ahead of time, there is a link to the Patreon down in the description box. I believe that is all the bullshit that I had to talk about. Hang on, though. Let me check my phone for notes, because I have a sieve for a brain. Oh, one more quick thing. This stream that is happening right now will be posted once we're done, so you will be able to rewatch it, and anyone who's missing the stream will be able to see it, but it will be posted a week from now when the reaction actually goes up on YouTube. So it will go up. It'll just take a week. And now that that's all out of the fucking way, I literally finished watching episode 1 like 15 minutes ago. And I'm still fucking hyped. So I don't even fucking know where to start other than to literally scream at you. And I don't want to blow out my microphone. So, cause there's so much. Everything happens so much. Ask me things. Not that I know any character names yet, but ask me things. It's too, the whole thing, okay. The sets, high-key offensive. Entirely offensive. The everything, actually, is pretty, high-key offensive. Didn't somebody tell me that this show was, like, extremely low budget? Did I hear that correctly? I've had a lot of people tell me a lot of things about this show. And I think one of them was that it was really low budget. And if that is true, apparently it only matters who you put the show in the hands of and not how much money you spend on it. Because this show looks pretty fucking great. Like, it is kind of like right up there with the Untamed. Almost. It's super close. Just after episode 1, it's right up there on the Untamed in terms of extremely offensive everything, but we're specifically talking about scenery. Okay. All right. I was not thinking, I had heard that episode 1 was, a little bit of a running start, a little bit of a prologue, and so that was expected. As the episode went on, I was not expecting that we were going to get any of the other guy. I thought, okay, this is going to be an episode that entirely introduces, oh god, I can't remember how his name is pronounced. If it's Zhao or more of a zoo type sound. We don't know. I'm a filthy American and I'm new here. So I don't know what to call him except for Z. So until I get confirmation in the chat. Oh, yes. Okay. Questions coming in. First impression is the rambling stream of consciousness excitement that you are getting right now. Who do I like so far? Who do I like so far? I am extremely interested in Zhao, Zhu, Z. Z. I'll call him Z until I get confirmation on how to actually pronounce that name. I am extremely interested in like every level of his psyche. I think I mean, wow. It just really it really took off his entire multi-layered everything. I think they did a really good job of setting up someone super complicated but also mysterious. It's not like they handed you all the answers right out of the gate, but they gave you enough questions and they gave you just enough info to be like, okay, you know that this guy has been hit by the Mack truck of trauma. And I mean, you will like nothing, okay, I'll admit this, nothing will get me into a show faster than some like good, non-exploitive, good queer trauma. Probably because I'm a traumatized queer. I mean, I'm simple like that. And I loved his setup, and I loved all the time they took with his setup. I love that they teased just the other guy, basically, whose name I really can't remember. I know it starts with a Wen, but I don't know if that's his entire name. The guy who I know from Advanced Bravely, who went from super cutie in Advanced Bravely to I kind of go dumbstruck literally whenever they show him in the episode, like head empty, brain just whoosh whenever they show him at all. Like I am this close to just turning into like a giggly teenage girl mess because he's so beautiful and just very elegant, and I'm gonna start giggling if I keep talking about it. But no, from what I saw of our second guy, yeah, I'm kind of a giggly bitch about the second guy, and that is pretty much all we know about him so far. But then also the girl he was with, whose name I really don't know, who she opens her mouth and you're like, you're cute, but I don't know if you have a brain cell. But then she busts out with the martial arts and like, I have to stand. I am a simple queer girl. I have to stand. Like, very good instant impression. Love her. Love the just love it. I just kind of love it. Love her. She's fantastic. What is her name? Oh, Ashiang? Purple Girl? Jazz? Ashiang? Yes? And then Z Guy is more of a J sound. So I'm probably going to have to actually hear that a couple of times. I'll be looking up name pronunciations after this stream. But for right now, it's probably going to be a disaster. Luna, I am doing 1 episode a week right now, but eventually it will go up to 2 episodes a week when Hannibal finishes. And Hannibal has another couple of months. So Word of Honor will be on Fridays until Hannibal finishes, and then it's going to move to Monday and Wednesdays. I have my immediate schedule up in a pinned post on my Tumblr, that I should probably link to. I mean, it's a Gaywatch. It's the Tumblr is just called Gaywatch. It should be super easy to just type in and find. But that's where my immediate schedule is, and so yeah, Word of Honor will be starting once a week and then move up to 2. Okay. See, I knew his name started with a when. Is it Kashing? Kashing? His name? We refer to him as Wen Kashing or Kashing? Yes? Yeah, him. Yeah, him. Yeah, him. Ooh, pardon me. I'm surprised I haven't been hacking up along, by the way. I still have that cough. But no, oh my god, I was right about something? Wen Kashing. Okay, yeah. We're spellbound a little bit. He's a little bit spellbinding. He's just a little bit, yeah, it, ooh. Yes. I'm just seeing all these comments about Kashing, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, Ashang. Once again, I'm pronouncing that correctly, right? But yes, Ashang. Instantly in love. Instantly in love. Kind of instantly in love with everything about this show, really. Like, I mean, even the title screen I comment on, because even the title screen is gorgeous. I did skip by the opening credits and I do not watch the closing credits because, as we all know, when it comes to Asian dramas in general, they are super spoiler heavy. So I completely skip those. And I'll probably have like my own reaction to the opening and closing credits after the show is done. I will most likely do that. I have heard snippets of the music though. I mean, obviously, I've seen an episode. And the snippets of music that I caught were kind of A+. I'm getting some real A+ potential. How are we about the soundtrack? Is like that a thing? Because the soundtrack is a major thing in The Untamed. That's a big thing. So like compared to, not directly comparing the soundtracks of Untamed, but in terms of like just level of importance in the fandom, like how exalted is the Word of Honor soundtrack compared to The Untamed? Because I caught some snippets, and I not gonna lie to you, really liked what I heard. Kind of love it. Is it Zhao? Is our Z-boy Zhao? Or Chow? Kind of a combination of Zhao and Chow is what I'm hearing. That's gonna take a second for my American ass mouth to be able to produce. I got Kashing right out of the gate though. So I probably don't deserve brownie points for just getting a basic name like that correct, but you know. Whew. Oh my god, thank you so much. I've been seeing some, wow, why is the name super chat? I've been seeing some super chat going by. Thank you so much for the super chat that is coming in. Happy birthday to me. I am very, very excited. I am definitely getting some kind of Untamed hoodie, obviously. And then I will probably wind up getting, I don't know. I don't know what the other hoodie should be. Or maybe a hat. I have options now. So, I mean, obviously, Word of Honor swag is probably going to enter the frame at some point. Because, duh. I was just generally this live stream is fucking all over the place. I apologize, but I am both excited and ADD, and this is just what you get. The show as a whole is, can we talk about just the show as a whole, like the whole package? It does indeed do that thing where it throws a lot of information and a lot of names at you kind of all at once. But it's such a good, like, setup. I was a bad YouTuber, and I, once again, did not look up anything about the setup of this show. I actually meant to this time, because it bit me in the ass with the Untamed, because they throw a lot of things at you, and then I just somehow didn't. I had all the time in the world to look up at least the basic premise, to have that in my head when I was going into episode 1 of Word of Honor, and then I didn't. But just the whole concept that I can't even really articulate at this point is really interesting, with a lot of moving parts. And I guess just from the very few GIFs that I've seen of this show, I was just not expecting this kind of setup for the two guys. Like, I feel like it's a really interesting, very different, at least from a Western American point of view, it's a very different setup. They're on two very different points of the map in terms of this universe. And it's fascinating. It has so much potential in terms of how they're supposed to come together, and then how that is supposed to affect the universe around them and the people around them. Because that's kind of like the best fucking part of queer fantasy, especially kind of larger scope queer fantasy, is that these two people come together, and you watch how their love story casts ripples throughout everything else. And like, you could not have the story as it plays out without them coming together. Like, it has a significant impact on the universe. And yes, I'm low-key like adding Captive Prince, because they were really good at doing that. And the Untamed was really good at doing that too. And I feel like Word of Honor has completely and entirely set itself up to be that in a big way. But at the same time, head fucking empty. I don't know anything, and I have no idea where this could go at all. So I'm really along for the ride at this standpoint. I am excited to edit so that I can go back and basically watch the episode again, kind of get some more things in on my brain. Another thing, another thing that I was not expecting, two different, at least for the time being, two different actors playing the same guy. Police sirens, forgive me. I live near a firehouse, which is near a police station. I live near things. I was not expecting two actors, like, when he fucking put on the disguise, and you're like, no, it's just gonna be another guy. Like, first of all, now I trust absolutely fucking nobody. You establish that we can Mission Impossible people's faces, and it's indistinguishable. I trust no one's face. Nobody's face. None. Nobody. But also, what a cool thing to introduce to the universe. But also, that means you have two different guys playing the thing, playing the same role, at least for a while. I don't know how long though, but especially for their first meeting, right? That's the springboard for like the rest of the series, and it's put in another actor's hands, presumably, who's not going to be around for that long, maybe? And so I think that will be interesting to note any differences or similarities, or how they pretty much handle that, Because in the Untamed, Wu Shen was supposed to look different, but they just kept the same actor for kind of obvious reasons. Because, I mean, the different face was supposed to be around for a really long time, so they just kept the same thing. But in this one, they actually just got a different actor, and I'm kind of down for that. I'm kind of down for seeing how that affects things. Oh, good. Z-Guy has an easily pronounceable nickname, according to this lovely super chat. Thank you so much. He can also be called Ashu. Ashu is good. We'll go with Ashu for this stream, at the very least. Liliana, where do I think the story will go? I know I just mentioned that I had absolutely no fucking idea, but, like, clearly since Ashu is wasting away as a beggar, and we've now had the meet cute, which, by the way, that was one hell of a meet cute, and it was just eye contact from across the... I flatlined. But anyway, I mean, at some point, his identity has to be revealed to crap, forgot his name. The other one who steals my breath. So, like, I'm interested to see how we get back to the principal actor, basically. Like, how his identity is revealed and how he ditches the mask. And I'm curious, because also, this could just be me, but, beautiful guy, is there some kind of... There's something going on with beautiful guy, because in the scene just before he is, like, properly introduced, we get that one crazy ass scene with the guy in red who looks just like him. We never saw his face, but we saw him from the mouth down, and I'm very familiar with this guy's face because I've seen Advanced Bravely, so I know that mouth when I see it. And so are we dealing with, like, a twin situation? Or, like, is he really that guy? And he's just, and he's just playing the cool, beautiful, I'm in all white, and I'm very mysterious and gorgeous kind of guy? Or is it I'm curious as to what exactly that fucking situation is. Because it could be a few things, and it could go in a few different, very interesting directions. And it would be also super interesting if it wasn't just, Ashu who had some, like, secret identity thing going on. Like, if they both did, amazing, hysterical, and, like, hysterical in the best sense. Not, like, an actual, how crappy is it, but, like, hysterically satisfying. Unless, of course, I'm blind and I somehow saw the guy in red incorrectly. Wait, what? No! It's the same guy? I'm sorry, I tried to have low latency on this stream so that we could interact near real time, but there's still, like, a big massive delay. So it might take a second for me to, yeah, like, everybody's screaming at me that it's the same actor. It may take a second for me to get y'all's message. You're fucking joking. It is not the same guy. That's makeup? I mean, I'm assuming you're not all literally lying to me at the same time. That's the fucking same. And I am so good. I am so good at spotting a makeup job. And that's not a... Hang on a second. Hang on a second. So that makeup department won, like, awards, right? They're going to win awards. They're in the process of winning awards. Because I tell you what, I can spot a makeup job, especially one that extensive, from like a mile away. And you're telling me that that was a makeup job. Who the fuck did that? Who was the makeup artist? I want names. I want names. I cannot fucking believe. Jazz, yeah, they spent the entire budget on makeup and costumes. Honestly. And hiring like 2 unbelievably beautiful men. And like, that's it. That's the show. I cannot fucking believe. How did I entirely missed that? I thought they pulled a Mission Impossible. I absolutely thought they pulled a Mission Impossible. Well, I'm gonna look real stupid in the reaction. Yeah. This super chat, Misha. Zishu had a makeover so strong he became another actor. Well, damn it! That's what I thought they had done. In the very first Mission Impossible film in the 90s, that's what they did. In fact, that's a thing that I think they do in the entire Mission Impossible series. They have a thing where you're able to disguise yourself that looks exactly like another person, and they just get the other actor to play that part. That is a very common thing that they do, but no. Jesus. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the chat being so delayed. I didn't think it was going to be this delayed, but next time I will put it on. There's a normal latency, low latency, ultra low latency. I am on low latency, and that is not nearly latent enough. So next time I will be doing it on super low latency. I am very, very sorry for, I think there's like a minute delay or something. Maybe even more. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh no. Let me... I mean, I know I'm gonna say it to you guys in a second, but I'll just reinforce it in chat. So one episode, and I've already been fucking punked by the makeup department. And I'm trying to remember things. The old guy at the beginning. You know, that's how we get introduced to the fucking 7 nails. Which, by the way, did not see that coming when they introduced the 7 nails. I was like, what an interesting fact of the world. This is brutal and very intense, and please tell me that we don't actually let that kind of cool old guy like really die. Like, we have 3 years. We can save him by the end, right? And then, I, but it should have triggered. I was like, they're telling you about this really elaborate thing, kind of right out of the gate. That's going to be a major factor in this series. That alarm should have gone off in my head, but it didn't. So when they introduced, the main fucking character as having almost completed that thing on fucking himself, lost my shit. Lost my shit. Lost all of my shit. Could not believe it. Still don't believe it. Did not see that coming. For as many things as I can catch, sometimes I just go plot stupid and then things hit me in the face. And this was definitely one of those things. Yeah. Definitely one of those things. Yeah. And that's, I just can't believe that they gave something like that to the main character. Like, he's on a time limit. He only has so much. And I'm like, how are you gonna thwart that, for one, the rest of the series? But then, two, just like in general, unless we're leading up to some tragic ending, which I don't think we are, because fandom can't help but give those vibes when something is super gay and ends tragically, and I have not been getting a whiff of that from the Word of Honor fandom. So since I'm reasonably certain it doesn't end tragically, kind of wondering how they're going to get him out of this. And still wondering if they're going to save the old man. D-gloss. This is like reverse catfishing. It's some kind of catfishing. Goddamn makeup department. Somebody else had a comment up in here. Hang on. Oh yeah, the ghosts thing. Yes. About how they're not actual literally ghosts. That is a term for cast off for societies. Thank you, Alice. Ooh, Caitlin. The costume creation looks pretty crazy. I mean, Purple Girl alone, like the layers of her robes, everybody's robes. The fucking, I don't exactly know what his title is, but basically, main guy's boss, Ashu's, boss, for real lack of a better word. He had beautiful fucking robes. Did you see those? They were black and gold with the red and the stunning. Just stunning. He was winning all the fashion awards while he was having an emotional breakdown. It was really incredible. Tell me about the poetry. Because I know there's a lot of poetry in this show. I clocked the couple of times that it was used even in the first episode. Is there a good place that I can go that will give me like an episode by episode